Welcome to Rabbit Ridge Farms, where we do things like our grandparents used to. From the way we raise our animals to the simple and delicious recipes we make. We love building community through food and agriculture. Here's what's happening at the farm.
So, why is the farm named Rabbit Ridge Farms?
We live in Rabbit Ridge. That's crazy. It's a real legit place.
Well, Rabbit Ridge is a geographical location. It's a community that has, I guess, been here over 100 years. After the Civil War, this was actually called Union Ridge. And after the Civil War, there was a family by the name of Hare that lived here. And there was some anti-Union sentiment in this area. And rather than call it Union Ridge, they opted to call it Rabbit Ridge.
So, where's Rabbit Ridge Farms located?
Rabbit Ridge Farms is located in Rabbit Ridge. It is between Bee Branch, Center Ridge, and Damascus. So if you just kind of drew a triangle in those three communities, we'd be in the middle of it. But for everybody to kind of understand, we're about 25 minutes north of Conway, and we are 1 hour north of downtown Little Rock. If you're coming from Little Rock, you'd come on Interstate 40 to Conway, and at Conway, you're going to get off on Highway 65, come up 65 to Damascus, and we're about 5 miles out of Damascus.
So, how are your meats different from what's in grocery stores?
Oh, there's a lot of difference. It starts with the breed. So, we use heritage breed hogs, which is basically we use Duroc and Hamp boars, and we use them on a Hamp, York, and Duroc sows. It's very different pork than what comes from barns that are commercially grown. Our hogs are outside. They're in the sun. They're in the shade. They're in the wallows. They're on grass, and they have a very diverse diet, from grains to nuts to the grain blend that we feed them. Our cattle are on grass the entire time. They're born here. They're like our hogs, are born here. They're raised here. They have their whole life here. Our cattle, we rotationally graze all of our cattle. Our cattle are constantly moving across the farm, and we do high density stock rates on low acreage areas. So we put a lot of cows in a little spot, we graze it down, and then we leave. And then we don't like to come back to that spot for 45 to 60 days. And that breaks the parasite chain and gives us a happy, healthy cow that is able to fatten well on grass. We use an Angus cross cattle here at Rabbit Ridge. We use an ultra black bull, actually ultra black bulls, on them with a short breeding season. The bulls come from another local seed stock producer here in Center Ridge, Big D Ranch. And an ultra black bull is a Brangus Angus cross bull. We raise a Cornish cross chicken here at Rabbit Ridge. These Cornish cross chickens come to us 1 day old from a independent hatchery in Natural Dam. We use Keith Smith hatcheries. These Cornish cross come here. They stay in the brooder for about 3 weeks until they get big enough to withstand the elements. Then we take them out to the grass and just let them live the life of a chicken. So the chicken that you get here at Rabbit Ridge has an extremely diverse diet. Our chickens are eating grass. They're eating the legumes, the clover, the bugs, the grasshoppers, the crickets, and along with our grain ration that we keep in front of them all the time. The chickens will stay out on grass for an additional approximately 4 to 5 weeks. And then they are processed at a local processor that uses an all organic manner of processing that rather than that chicken being soaked in chlorinated water, it is air chilled and is very, very clean very, very clean way of processing. That's the reason why our chickens, when you take them out of the package, they're not slimy, they're not gross, and they just have a very, very unique flavor because of actually how they're raised and how they're processed.
So are your meats organic?
I like to say that our meats are better than organic. And what I mean by that is that we are not certified anything. And the reason is number one, it's expensive. So for a small operation like us, becoming certified anything would be a very big expense and also a lot of time, which it's primarily us and just a few help employees. So time is of essence too. We prefer to go the route of trust. Get to know us, whether it's you're able to step out here on the farm and see where the animals are raised, ask questions about how the animals are raised, if it's through social media, if it's through YouTube. We believe in complete transparency and trust. So that is more important to us than an official certification. Here's another thing. I have a pet peeve with labels. So just because something is labeled, it sometimes gives a vision or impression of something that it is not. And in my opinion, organic is one of those. So when you see a label that says organic, you think lush green fields, wide open pastures, how our animals are raised. However, that's not always the case. So you need to do your homework because organic might mean that they are still raised in confinement. A lot of them, especially grocery store organic foods, are still raised in confinement. There are just some differences in the requirements that allow them to then use the certification as organic. So make sure that you are understanding what the label means. We choose to not go with a label. We choose to go with transparency and trust. We find that to be much more important with our customers.
I think this is probably the most popular question. Do y'all have rabbits?
We don't have rabbits. Currently, I'm not saying that we won't eventually have rabbits, but right now we don't have rabbits. And you'd be surprised how much hate mail that we get from people who think that we're killing bunny rabbits at Rabbit Ridge Farms. And in fact, we get several calls every week that are looking for rabbits, so you know, maybe we should grow rabbits because we need to grow rabbits in Rabbit Ridge. But no, we don't have rabbits currently.
This is my own question, actually. This is not on the list, but
I'm a little nervous now.
what's your favorite cut of meat and how do you like to cook it?
Oh, what's my favorite cut of meat and how do I like to cook it? Oh gosh, that's a loaded question because we have a lot of meat to choose from. I'm a roasted chicken fan. It is hard to go wrong with a good old, simple roasted chicken. So that's probably my quick answer. Now, if I sat here and thought about it, I'd come up with about 10 more. But our whole chicken, roasted, with whatever vegetables you happen to have in the fridge, hard to go wrong with that.
I mean, if y'all watch out, we'll probably make a video because that is one of the family's favorites.
That is a family favorite, and it usually has leftovers, and I'm all about some leftovers. And I can even show you what to do with those leftovers so they don't know it's leftovers.
Thanks for watching our video. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. Just click on the subscribe button so you won't miss out on what is happening at the farm. You can also follow Rabbit Ridge Farms on Facebook and Instagram.